All right. I'm going to go ahead and kick things off. And if people trickle in, then they'll just pick up from where we're at. All right. Hello, welcome everyone. My name is Zach Galant, and I am one of the co-founders, and I'm the CTO of CodeHS. So I mostly spend my time focused on managing our product and engineering team and kind of all things building and coding and technical at the company. So that's a quick bit about me. I'm based in Chicago, where we've got our company headquarters, but this isn't a webinar about me. It's about CodeHS updates. So let's dive in. All right, agenda. We're going to talk about some recent product updates. I'm just going to highlight some things that we've done this year. We're going to talk about some curriculum updates and talk a little bit about what's next. And I'm going to show some demos of some features that we're excited about. All these slides should be available at CodeHS.com/what's new. So you can check it out later and follow along. All right, we are in a webinar mode, so we have a Q&A. So if you use the Q&A in Zoom, I will be looking at the Q&A when there are questions, and we've got Leanne on our team here who will also be helping out with answering questions and managing the Q&A. So please don't be shy, definitely ask questions. I want to cover the things I want to cover, but if you're curious about stuff or you have follow-ups, then I want to make this really valuable for the people who showed up. So please ask questions, and always excited to hear what's on your mind and happy to answer. Okay, one quick thing. If you need a CodeHS account, I imagine you probably have them, but if you don't, just go to codehs.com/sign up. You can create your free account, and then you'll be able to try out all the things that we're doing. All right, going to start off just highlighting a couple of product updates from this year, just to make sure that you know about them. I'm not going to do demos of these, but just want to make sure that you know. One is AI generated hints. So we built out a tool where you can generate hints that are in context of the student's code and the assignment that they're currently working on. And it'll use AI APIs to give a quality hint to the student based on where they're at. So this is a really awesome feature because a lot of times students get stuck working on their code and they just need to be moved in the right direction. So we built a hint that will read the student's current code that they have. It'll read the description of the assignment, and it'll generate a hint based on the level of how much of a hint you want it to be. So we have 3 different levels where you can say one is a general hint, like general tips. It'll be in context, but it'll still be pretty broad, trying to just move them in the right direction. Number 2 is a little bit more specific, where it might say something instead of, hey, check all of your lines for syntax errors. That would be general. Number 2 might be, hey, check this function and see if you are returning the right type of thing. And then number 3 would be really giving you almost all the way towards the answer, where it says, hey, on this line, you're making a mistake. You might want to switch it. So what that allows is teachers can generate hints based on what level you think the student needs, and you get to choose the level that will be successful for them. And whatever it generates, you get to preview before you send it. So you can modify it, you can delete it and try again, or you can send as is. So we think it's going to be, if people use it, a really helpful time-saving tool, and something that we're going to continue developing on to make hints fit in with our platform even more. So right now, if you just go to our AI tool, you can try it out, and it's used on the conversation tab and in a few more places. But we hope that we're able to get these hints more out there over the summer when we build more projects. So next school year, you'll be able to provide hints using AI all the time. Okay, the flip side of AI, which is one side it's really cool, it can give you hints. On the other side, it makes cheating maybe a little bit more possible. We know that that's something that's really important for students and teachers is academic integrity, and making sure that we are doing the work and doing the learning and having a good experience there. So this year we launched an academic integrity suite that combines all of the academic integrity tools that we've built and built new ones. So just to highlight, we have a plagiarism report that's automatically generated on every student's submission, and it shows you information like data on time spent relative to the rest of their class, what their code looked like, did they use copy paste. It creates a similarity score on the code, and it's more than just do they have the exact same words, but it knows the kind of shape of the code and the way that it's approached to give you more insights into whether it detected cheating or not. We also created a focus mode tool, which lets you give an exam like setting where students cannot access any page on CodeHS besides the one assignment you want to have them look at. So that's really great for taking a quiz or working on a tested assignment. You can say start focus mode, create the focus for just this one assignment, and then they can't go look up other answers or find other things in other places or work on other stuff. So you know that they're less likely to be able to, have the answers in one of their sandbox programs and go grab it because it just won't be accessible. The other cool thing about focus mode, not just for academic integrity, is that it's great for classroom management. So if you just want everyone to be on the same page and follow along, you can use focus mode as opposed to having every one of your students all click the right thing to follow along. So it just streamlines a lot of things. And then code replay is another one where we started saving every keystroke that students are making, not just every time they click save or click run. So you can actually watch them code it back in real time with a scrubber, and you can see it move, the way that they approached it. So this is an awesome tool for detecting cheating, but I think an even better tool for preventing cheating and creating learning outcomes, because if you show students at the beginning of the year that you're going to have this code replay tool and what it tracks, they'll know that they won't be able to just paste things in and change it because you'll be able to see it. So they'll know that, they'll be discouraged from cheating. And also you can use it as a learning tool where you maybe project the code replay of someone and ask them to present walking through how they approach their solution. So it creates more modalities for actually being able to run a classroom, give a presentation, get students involved, practice public speaking, then just submit your assignment, get it graded. So it's a good way to mix it up and also a good way to encourage different types of assignments that students will be evaluated on that isn't just were you able to get the answer or find the answer and paste it in and pass the tests. All right, wanted to highlight some curriculum updates that we've done. So if you are in teaching kindergarten through 5th grade, we have been updating and creating our elementary pathways that are now available. We have a computer science pathway and an interdisciplinary pathway. Each of them have full kindergarten through 5th grade pathway courses, and these are all available with district partnerships where you can either have a computer science-based, programming-based pathway or one that syncs up with other subjects in school, but brings coding into it. And we've also been building out what we call ready to go lessons for elementary, which are lessons that you can prep in just minutes. They are a lesson that you can open up, you get the slides, you get student facing videos, and you just click go and you just follow along with the lesson. So it's ready to go, presented, and students can follow along, do exactly what you need. So our goal is to really streamline that process and make it easy for you as a teacher to prep a lesson and get it going. Another reminder is that we have Spanish translated curriculum for all of our K through 12 grades. So you can check out our course catalog and see if it has the Spanish ES symbol, and that means that that course has been translated to Spanish, which is great for Spanish speakers or Spanish speaking English language learners. All right, so those are some of the things we updated for the curriculum over this past year. Wanted to highlight a few things that are coming soon on curriculum. We are going to be launching a handful of new middle school and high school courses, including a Foundations of Cybersecurity, a Game Design in Unity, some AI courses for high school, an introduction level and a more advanced programming level, as well as middle school AI projects and web design and development courses as well. Just to shout out the AI courses, these will be predominantly how to use AI, how to understand AI, not how to build your own AI from scratch. That would be a much more advanced level course. But what are topics in AI? How can you do how can you use the tooling and explore what it means to leverage AI effectively, and what does using AI across different disciplines mean? So a lot of these projects that we're building are really fun, really cool, really engaging for students to understand and see the benefits of AI versus just talking about the scary parts or the downfalls. We also have new state courses for Indiana, Mississippi, Nebraska, Rhode Island, South Carolina, and Utah. I feel like I'm one of those like gambling DraftKings or FanDuel podcast ads where you have to say what's available in all the different states. But that's what we're doing for state courses. So if you're in one of these states, you're going to have new courses that are aligned directly to your state standards just to make things easy for you. So if you need to get pathways approved or lesson plans aligned, all of the lesson plans in these courses are aligned specifically to your state standards. We're also developing new PD mini courses. These are available for people to purchase or through the PD membership. And these are all 5 hours each. They're small courses that are targeted topics to help you develop as a teacher in a bunch of different areas. So reading them out here, we've got advanced Java auto graders, perfect for APCSA teachers, effective use of AI in the classroom, elementary CS strategies, getting started with Scratch and with Scratch Junior, getting started with teaching cybersecurity, one on inclusion and identity in computer science, and student assessment in computer science. So these are really awesome new courses that have been developed by our PD team to help you improve as a teacher, and they're all really digestible, quick, and very targeted. All right, continuing with AI, like I mentioned before, we are building out an AI curriculum for K through 12. So we will be having material projects, courses for AI all the way K through 12 targeted to each different grade level, which is really exciting. And we'll have AI PD alongside it to develop AI literacy and successfully run these courses and develop the materials. So the next webinar is tomorrow, May 1st, on developing AI literacy. Okay, looks like I've got a question. Any PDs? Recorded. Yes, all the meetings are recorded, and we will follow up with those links afterwards. All right. So that was some of what's coming next with curriculum. Now jumping into some of the things that are coming up with product. So earlier this year, we launched our newly designed teacher side nav that takes all the tools and apps that you're looking for within CodeHS and organizes them into categories, puts them a little more front and center, makes them more visible and available, and makes sure that you can navigate around CodeHS even easier. To go along with that, we are now building out even more navigation improvements. And we are organizing all of these tools to have a more of a consistent look and feel and clarify navigation. So if you want to try it early, we have a URL at codehs.com/2024navbeta, and you can fill out a really fast survey there to get exposed to that and get access. You can also scan this QR code, but I'm going to show a demo of this new navigation so you can see what it's going to be like. Also, we just posted a link in the chat, so you can click that link. Okay, so here I am. I am logged in as my Zach teacher, Galant teacher, and I want to try out our new navigation. So since I filled out the form as this teacher, I have access to our try our new navigation button over here on the sidebar, and I'm going to click switch to the new navigation. So when I do that, it creates a little bit of a new style. You can see I've got sections right here. All of our new apps will be organized with an icon and a title right here. So you're really grounded and know where you are. And we have different parts of the app in sub nav right here. So I've got my sections, I've got a page for new section, and I've got a page for section settings. So all of the things that you're looking for, you should be able to find a lot more easily. If you click on the sidebar, then you get access to all of the rest of our apps. So if I look, for example, on Gradebook, then you can see I'm on my Gradebook for this section, and you can use the app, but it's a lot more organized, it's more streamlined, and we're highlighting all of the tools and improving them to fit in a much clearer way. So you may not have known that from our gradebook, there's a view by single student and a view by a single assignment. So that's a really good way to highlight if I say by student, for example, and I can see which student I'm choosing. So if I choose one of these students, or if I choose a different student, looks like everyone's doing really well. On here, I can see a grade report for each of those students individually, and I can just jump right back to the overview. The other thing I can do is I can view by assignment. So I can either click by assignment, or even I could choose over here. If I click on one of these icons, I can say make a tower. And now I'm jumped over here to by assignment, and I get each student a bunch of data on when their submission was, how much time they spent, status, the score. I can view it. I can give even more next steps options, or I can do bulk. So I can choose everyone and click something. I can also jump into our fast grade tool from here, and that will let me fast grade all of these student submissions on this specific assignment. So a lot of these tools are things that we have had, but they haven't fit in as well with the app that we've made. And what we're hoping is that with our new navigation, everything will be easier to find. You'll be able to discover more tools that we've built that are useful to you. And the process of navigating around and clicking and finding your workflows will be much more improved. So I'm just going to click around and show a couple more things, and then we'll move on to the next topic. But we're really excited about this new navigation. So one other spot you have is like your assignments page. So you can see that this is the assignments, and you can view that this is the course that you've developed, and then you can choose which section you want to view it for. So if I want to view it specifically for this one section, then I jump into here, and now I have assignments specifically for that section, because you can actually configure which assignments show up for which section. So that's just clarifying which spot you're in. So you'll always be able to know if you're viewing your assignments page, are you viewing it for a specific section, which I am here, or am I viewing it for all the sections in the course, which is something that is a little bit harder to know where you're at currently. But right now it's right there front and center telling you which section you are in. The other thing you can do is you can jump to the configure app, and it will show you all of the different ways that you can configure your assignments and give you those tools right there. So we've got access controls and due dates. We've got grading settings. We've got block text settings if you want to switch between blocks and text, whether they're assigned, copy paste, etc. So all of these setting tools are available with a consistent style design that you can see across all of the different settings, making it a lot easier to know what's going on. And then let's see, I'll also jump over and show, for example, quizzes. So we're compiling all of the quiz score dashboards into one spot. So just like the gradebook, where you can see an overview of all your students on all your quizzes, you can also click in and see scores by a single student on all the quizzes, or say by assignment would be by a single quiz and then all the students. So I can see, for example, basic functions quiz. Oh, it looks like none of them have taken it. Bad example. But here you can jump between. Well, I pick one. Oh, I guess I don't have data. None of them taken any quizzes here. But if you had data, then you'd be able to jump in and see a, quiz, single quiz at a time score. So you can see if there are multiple questions, all the students, you get a heat map of which questions they were doing right and which ones they were doing wrong. We've also added our question of the day scores tool into our quizzes app. So you can see all the dates for whichever course you're teaching, switch between them here, and you see all of your students and how they did on today's question of the day. So you don't need to assign each question of the day specifically. You can always find their question of the day scores just by them using the question of the day app. Okay. Awesome. Lots of navigation improvements. Oh, one more thing is if you do sign up for the beta and you get access, and if you are not able to find something or we're in the process of switching, this is a beta and we are still working on it. So we're making improvements. And if anything is wrong, you can click switch to the old navigation down here at any point in time. I'll ask you to fill out a feedback survey, which we really appreciate, understanding why you need to switch back so we can make a fix. But you can click switch back, and then you just go back home. And now you're on the old current existing navigation. So you should be able to find exactly what you need from what you had. So if we're missing something, please tell us, because we are going to switch fully, but we want to get testing first and want to make sure that people have a really smooth experience. All right, I'm going to switch back in. Okay, moving on. All right, one thing that we launched this year was our real-time dashboard. So this is a place where you can see gradebook process quizzes plus a real-time overview of which assignment your students are on, which is a really awesome new feature to make sure that we can streamline seeing what your students are doing at all times in class. We're building on this real-time functionality to make even more improvements to make it easier for you to see what your students are working on, and we're really excited to share that. So coming soon, we're going to have some collaborate updates, which will let you collaborate with your students and see their code updates in real time without having to reload the page. So I'm going to show you a demo of what that means. Okay, so here I am. I've got a split screen view. Over here, I'm logged in as my teacher, and over here, I'm logged in as a student, Ada Lovelace. So as this student, I am able to navigate around. So let's say I jump back here to my your name and hobby. You can see that over on the left, I have moved, and you see that I'm now sitting on the your name and hobby exercise. If I jumped over to Hello World, it'll jump me over here as well. So this is something that we built this past year. And what we're really excited about is that if I'm here on this side as a student and you're a teacher and they jumped into this, you can open it up. I'll click in a new tab. And now what I see is I'm in watch mode. So we've created a few different modes, and I'm going to demo watch mode right now. The current classic static mode is that whenever you open the page, it shows you whatever code they had when you opened the page. And if you want to see updates, you need to reload. Now I'm in watch mode where I can see that Ada is currently viewing this assignment. And if I click, I can see where their cursor is. And I can see changes that they're making as they make it. So if I type console.log, hello, teacher, then you can see it as I'm typing. So you can watch them write code and get a sense of how they're approaching it or see what they're doing. Paired with this real-time dashboard, you should be able to see whenever your students are switching, click in, and really have a full-on view of all of the things that are going on in your classroom without having to just walk around the classroom and see it. So we're really excited about this tool. And what I can't show you yet today is that you should be able to later switch into collaborate mode if you want to stop watching and say, oh, I'm watching, but I want to jump in and leave a comment or click with you or debug with you and answer a question. So watch mode will be something where the students won't see that you're in there. You'll just be able to see their updates. Collaborate mode, they'll know you're in there. They'll see your cursor. They'll see your typing as you type it, just like we have in the sandbox where we have Sandbox Collaborate. So you can do this on assignments, not just in Sandbox programs. So it's wherever your students are doing their work. As a teacher, you can see what they're working on, watch them do it, and jump in when needed. So this should hopefully really streamline and improve the way that you are running your classroom and working with your students. Okay. Awesome. All right. Next topic is a coming soon upgrade. We are, oh, let's see, I got a question before I do that. This looks great for virtual classrooms too. What are the main differences between that and Code Replay? Code Replay isn't live. Yes, that's the difference. So Code Replay is you can watch it later. So as the students are working through it, it saves all of their keystrokes and you're able to go review it after the fact. This is live where you can actually watch it as they're typing it so that you know that they're doing it at that same moment. So just different timing of that, but they both support each other. All right. Great. Jumping forward to the next announcement is soon we're going to be upgrading to Python 3.11 for student programs. I know if you're teaching a Python course, a lot of people have asked about this. This is what ChatGPT thinks upgrading Python looks like. Say it's Python 2, print statement, print function. Anyways, it's a little different from that, but we are making improvements where you can upgrade language versions for sandbox programs and assignments and courses because we know that there are lots of new features, lots of new packages and cool things that you can do with the later versions of these programming languages that we're teaching. But we're also making sure to do it in a good way so that we're supporting the old versions and making sure we don't break any existing programs or existing assignments. The last thing we want is to upgrade the version for one cool new feature and then break somebody's APCSP performance task that they're about to submit to the College Board. That would be a disaster, and we're being really careful to make sure that we can launch and give you the new tools, but not break anything that's currently there and make sure that you have total control over how you're using that. So I'm just going to show a quick demo of how this one is working. So you can see this one is Python 3.6. And if you go to more and you go to about, you can see what type of program it is and what version it is. So you see this one is Python 3.6.9, and it is the default from October 17th, 2019. If I try running this, it's going to error because there's no match statement in Python 3.6. So that's why we're erroring. If I go over here, this one is Python 3.11. I'm going to show the about, and you can see this is Python 3.11.6 from October 2023. So you get to see what that version is. And then if you go to output and run, you can see it actually runs the program, and it's printing the team size for basketball. So you can run a few of these other ones, and it should print it out. It has the match statement, which is a new feature that was released for Python 3.11, and that just gives you more of those tools. What's cool about this, just to remember, is this program was running one, this program was running the other, and you know exactly which one you're on by looking at the About tab in the IDE. Something we're doing is building this out, building the functionality, and developing a way for you to upgrade if you want. So if you start a program and you're on Python 3.6, we'll give you an option if it's your program. So if it's your sandbox program, or if it's a program that you made as a teacher as an assignment, you'll be able to upgrade the version, but we're not going to upgrade versions on your stuff for you because you might be relying on something to be frozen in place with a version that works. So we're just being very careful with all of that, but excited to launch these new versions so you can benefit from the new features and the new packages. Okay, I know this is a 30-minute webinar, so I'm going to try to wrap things up. That's it for the product announcements right now. We're working on lots of different things, and I'll probably do another one of these soon just to show you even more of the things, but that is what I can show you for today. Wanted to highlight some of our more upcoming free CodeHS webinars that are coming up that you can see at codehs.com/freepd. We've got developing AI literacy coming up tomorrow, and then the final countdown using Pro Tools to engage students at the end of the year on the 2nd. So that's in a couple of days. So these are both coming up this week. And then we've got a summer 2024 workshop and webinar schedule. And you can see we've got a whole schedule for the whole summer with webinars that will be running each week and topics that you can follow over the summer. So we're hoping it's going to be a big summer of learning and lots of PD and great opportunities for you to engage with our PD team and learn more about programming, teaching programming, and CodeHS. All right, again, if you're interested in learning more, upgrading to Pro, then you can learn more at codehs.com/learn-more, fill out the form, and get in touch with our team who can tell you more about the Pro tools if you're not already on Pro. And thank you so much. I think I'm just about right on time. Pretty good. All right. Before we wrap up, let's see, do you folks have certification for the PDs that you offer? We do have certificates that you get when you attend PD, and we also have PD courses for Praxis Prep, as well as Georgia GACE, Florida FTCE, and other state partnerships for getting PD certified in Indiana and Wyoming and more that I may not remember all of off the top of my head. So if you're interested in that, if you're a customer, get in touch with your account manager. And if not, you can fill out the codehs.com/learn-more form to learn more about all of our PD certifications that we offer. Okay. Awesome. Well, seems like the questions are wrapping up and we are at time. So I will wrap this up, and thank you so much for those of you who attended, and really appreciate you asking questions and engaging with us and learning more about CodeHS. If you ever have any more feedback or questions, feel free to email hello@codehs.com. Everything that gets sent there gets read and gets responded to, and we like to hear feature requests or feedback anytime. All right. Thank you so much. I'm going to end the meeting.